Oopsie Daisy Acrylic Painting on a Ramekin tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I painted this really cute little ramekin that says Oopsie Daisy on the inside of it, and then there's just a simple little filigree swirl around the outside of it. This is something that is just so fun and easy, and these cute little ramekins can definitely be, my thought for it was that I am going to put like hairpins in this or something, just have it sort of near my sink to put my little junk that I take off myself at the end of the day and just have a place for it instead of letting it run all over my sink. That was my intention, and then all of a sudden I realized it was my sister's birthday, so she got this for her birthday and she's going to take it to work for paper clips. So these are very versatile little ramekins outside of food, and they definitely make a nice little art project because they're so smooth, they're really easy to paint, that it makes it, you know, just something fun and easy and definitely usable to have around, and yeah, just kind of fun. So I hope you guys like this, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. So here I'm going to start on the inside of it. So I began just by adding a little dashed line of pink paint for where I want the outside of the petals to be. And then I'm going to go through and I'm just going to get some more pink paint and I'm going to pull the petals from the outside in. And as I'm doing this, I just want to quickly mention that the paint I am using is multi-surface paint that is dishwasher safe and cures in the oven. And this is so important because if you don't have the right kind of paint, it is just going to pop right off as soon as it dries. So you need to make sure you have multi-surface paint, and even if you're not planning on sticking it in the dishwasher, you'll know you have the right one if it says that it is dishwasher safe. Because if it's not dishwasher safe, it's not the right paint. So then I'm just going to take and I'm going to add a little bit of purple into the center of the flower and then sort of brush it out a little bit, trying to blend it in with some of the pink. The multi-surface acrylic paint does stay wet a little bit longer than regular acrylic craft paint, so you got a little bit more time to mess around with it. And with that, I'm then just going to take the paint that's in my brush to create the second row of petals. Wait about an hour, come back, and then I'm going to be adding the center of the flower. So I'm just gonna be adding first a layer of white across the middle, and then I'm just going to be taking some yellow paint. I did not wash out my brush, I just dipped right into the yellow, and blending that into the white just so that it's not a solid yellow circle. I want it to be a little bit variegated, so if I have some wet white and some wet yellow and I just keep kind of dabbing my brush, it's going to create a nice, very soft little color breakup in there. Once again, wait about an hour, and then with black paint, I'm going to be painting my Oopsie Daisy. So I'm going to start with the S of the Oopsie and just sort of not fully paint out each letter because it is sort of a cursive. It is going to, all the letters are going to connect to each other. So if you paint them out entirely and they don't properly connect to the next one, you're going to have a little bit of a trouble. But if you just sort of sketch them a little bit into place and get the basic shape down, then you can go back and you can play connect the dots and just go through and make sure that they do all connect. So there I have the first little bit done, just have them all lined, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to thicken one edge on each of the letters. So just a little bit. This is going to give them almost a calligraphy appearance, because with a calligraphy pen, provided that you are holding it correctly, you're going to get a nice thick line. In this circumstance with these letters, it'd be a nice thick line whenever you pull the pen down, whereas, and then when you go across, it's going to be thinner lines. So it's going to try to mimic that appearance just with the way that I'm painting this. So then after I have the SIE done, I'm going to go back and I'm going to be adding the rest of Oopsie, which is OOP. So I'm going to begin with the P of that part and then just kind of build off that. So then I forgot to add the dot in the I earlier. You have to make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Thankfully there are no T's in Oopsie Daisy, so all I had to think about was the I's. So then I'm just going to add that first O and then go through and add the other one. And I was looking at a font. This is something that I absolutely love to do, and I do this every time I'm creating my own font. I go and I just Google the kind of thing. So I believe I Googled fun fonts, and you can just scroll through them and you can find whole alphabets that you can base your font off of. And of course, I mean, you can always switch things up. You don't have to go off anything exactly, or you can combine a couple that you like. But it's a really good way to get letters to base things off of, and you get capital letters and lowercase letters, and it really is just a great way to find them. So this is where I got this font from. I don't just pull these out of my hat. Occasionally I do have things I just pull out of who knows where, but this one I did decide I would try to find some inspiration for online. So then after I've got Oopsie in place, I'm going to go through and add the daisy beneath that. And this one I started with the I, since that is the center letter, and then I'm going to add the SY and then go back and add A and D. So there's the A. Same thing though, you want to go through and just kind of sketch them out a little bit and then thicken the lines. You can do this to an extent letter by letter when you're going to the left. But I do kind of like to do a little bit more and then go through and add details. So there's the D. I'm going to just add a little swirl to the front of it, just like that. And then on the sides of the ramekin, I'm going to be just doing, on all 4 sides, I painted the same little pattern. So I just started, and I'm going to be adding 2 swirls that are facing in the opposite direction in the very center, at least as close to the very center as I can. I eyeballed it, I didn't measure anything. So I'm going to begin sketching out those little swirls, and I'm using purple multi-surface paint all throughout this video, even though I don't generally say it. Everything that I'm using, every color, is going to be multi-surface. Now, after you have the multi-surface paint on there, you need to wait an hour. There's a lot of waiting an hour in this part, but like with this, you can start the inside of the ramekin and then work on the outside, or I know these came in a set of 6, I believe, so if you're painting them all the same, you can just kind of assembly line it, and by the time you get one step done on all 6 of them, you can go back and start doing the next step. And so just, I mean, it's really not that bad. But after you have all of the paint on there, you need to wait an hour, and then you need to stick these in the oven, in a cold oven. I guess this would depend on your brand of paint, but for mine, it was in a cold oven, and then you turn it on to 350 after the temperature is up to the temperature. Then you want to set a timer for 30 minutes and then let it cool in the oven. So that is what you're going to need to do. So these ramekins are oven safe, which is great for using these multi-surface paints because you can cure them, and after they are cured in that oven and they have that heat, they are invincible. They are pretty much ready to go. Now, it does say that it's not food safe, so if you are planning on using this for food, go ahead and paint the outside of these like crazy, but don't paint the inside. Another thing that you could use these for in the nail art realm is like if you have like a scrub and a mask, you could put a little bit of those inside and use those for your clients, and it'd be adorable. So I hope you like this and share recreations with me on Facebook and Instagram. Bye!